John, could you just talk very briefly about the Patrick Young that you saw today for Florida versus the one you had been seeing on film lately?
What I told my team after the game is you guys played a heck of a ball game, because I'm going to tell you what, Florida played well. They couldn't get their threes off because we were long, but Patrick Young was a beast. And I said, that Patrick Young plays like that, they're fine in postseason. They're fine. Just Patrick, whatever you had for breakfast this morning, eat it, because he dominated us. We couldn't, you know, and then you have to understand, you don't want to leave their three-point shooters to try to double him, which is, you know, your option. So he was really, really good.
Cal, now that you've done it, what does 16-0 in the league mean?
I've had a couple other teams do it, so we weren't worried about it. I mean, I told the team it's a nice thing. It hadn't happened that often, but that's not why we're playing. I even told them, hey, 30 wins is the most ever in regular season. I said it's a nice thing. Now, the good news is if someone's going to break that, they're going to have to win 31, like all of them. They have to go 31-0. So it was good. But my biggest thing was Terrence Jones. If you'll do that for us, you know, they want to talk about Patrick Young. What about Terrence Jones? If Terrence Jones plays that way for us, we're not just good, we're real good. And that's what he was today. He was phenomenal.
John, did you purposely go to him at the beginning of the game to get him started, or did you like the matchup?
And there was another time I went to him because I thought he was backing up a little bit, and I was ready to sub for him, so I went right at him, and he scored. And I said, leave him in. But yeah, we went at him because I wanted him to. I thought it was a matchup. I kept telling him, I mean, Terrence, you're one of the top 5 players in the country. Play that way. You don't need to shoot fadeaways. You don't just go at people. You can score, you can drive it, go. There's nothing holding you back. You just can't take a bump and fall down or shoot a fadeaway. You know, but today he was really good.
What did your defense do to contribute to Florida's bad day of shooting threes?
We tried to switch everything to just so you have high hands all the time on them. You want them to. For us, what we try to get teams to do is we want you to beat us by coming to us. We don't want you to shoot threes. We want, you know, come at our defense. You know, and so we switched a little bit. We did some of that, but you know, we're long. You know, I mean, there were times where I had Terrence 6'9", Anthony 6'10", almost 6'11". He may be growing too, by the way. He looks longer. And then you have Darius Miller at 6'7", and you have Michael Gilchrist at 6'7". Michael's wingspan is 7'2", and then you have like a 6'2", 6'3" point guard. We're big. We're long, really long. And so we just were trying to switch stuff. But they got some free balls, you know. They're good. I mean, we played, that's as good as we played all year. So don't, everybody, oh, in Florida, that's as good as we played all year.
When they cut the lead to 2, from that point on, the last 16 minutes of the game, Davis 12 points, 6 rebounds, 3 blocks, kind of took it over for you guys.
Yeah, him, but our point guard ran our team. Darius Miller made shots. I mean, it was everybody. It wasn't just him. I mean, everybody played. And this team has a will to win. And I told them, if it's a close game, I feel good about us because you guys want to win. You know, I told them prior to the game, look, bottom line is if we lose, we're still 1 seed. It doesn't change our seeding. It doesn't do anything. But it's about pride. And I know you guys want to win. And we play to win. We're not playing not to lose. Just play to win. And if they beat us, they beat us. And so, you know, that was the message prior to the game. Just go have pride and play. And I thought the start of the game, we were really good.
Kelly, you got three guys on the perimeter that can, and Jones, Gilchrist, and Darius, that can guard 3 or more positions, and then you got the eraser behind him. How does that change what you do defensively?
We try to make them put it on the floor more. We try to close out with high hands. We chase on screens. We're doing anything we can to get people to drive the ball. I mean, I'm not giving away trade secrets. I mean, you know, now, let me say this, though. You see how we talk and communicate and switch, and we had a couple breakdowns. We don't play this way all the time. We really don't. But this game, that's what we did. And this is a team that's efficient on offense and efficient on defense. We're the 5th youngest team in the country, 5th. And we have the #1 rating in all the efficiencies, offensively and defensively, being a young team. I'm proud of them. They play off of one another. No one's selfish. They make the extra pass. They're all great kids. How about Kyle Wilshire today? You know, you guys want to talk. Kyle Wilshire went in the game and immediately goes in and makes plays and comes up with balls and defended. And I mean, and I'm telling our guys, you got to sub yourself more because he deserves more time. He deserves to be on the floor more. But he's behind Anthony and Terrence. I mean, behind really good players. But he can really play too.
What was that point in the game where you thought Terrence was kind of backing off and you decided to go to him again?
I can't remember, but he drove and he made a play in the middle of the lane. Because if he had missed that or faded away, he was out. When he made it, I said, he's still good.
How much is that extended time at practice where he's got to play center when you're working on, maybe if Anthony's in foul trouble or something? How much has that helped him diversify?
You notice him blocking shots today? He hadn't done that. So the last week where he's been the 5-man, he's got to be Anthony Davis and block shots, and he's doing it. So.
Can you talk about this team's ability to kind of just play different styles, regardless of what the other team brings at you?
You guys, my teams historically play fast, yet we grind it. So you see there's a point in the game where we'll use clock. But that's how we've always, so in other words, what I'm telling my team, if they want to play slow, we're fine. If they want to fly up and down the court, we're fine. You're trying to get your team ready for that tournament. And so you have to play different ways. What if they play a zone for 40 minutes? This is how we're playing, we're fine. We've been working on our zone this year more than all my other years combined, our zone defense. We used it last game against Georgia, and it looked good. Feel comfortable if we have to play zone, we can play zone. So you're just trying to put as many opportunities out there for your team that, hey, if we have to do this, if we have to press, we're fine. If someone presses us, we're fine. If we have to grind it, we're fine. And then you're just saying play. My message to my team about 10 days ago, I want you all to play, have fun playing, and understand if we win, you're getting all the glory. Each one of you will get the glory. And if we lose, it's going to be on me. And I respect that, and I accept it, and I will take responsibility. So you got nothing on you. Just play. Have fun and have a ball.
I knew your team was talented coming into the year, but you're one basket, one buzzer beater away from being perfect in regular season. Did they exceed expectations in terms of what they did at the regular season?
The only thing I'll tell you is I'm really happy but not satisfied. I want us to just keep getting better. Don't know what that means, but there were times in the game where we had them down 16. It should have been 20 at half. We let them back in. Start the half defensively, transition defense. Now, what I told them after about the transition defense, it wasn't their fault. Billy did a really good thing. What he did is he had one guy take off. So it's old school. It's like 1960 stuff. One guy just goes. The shot goes up, you take off. And what you have to do is the point guard on every shot must run back to the top of the key. Well, I didn't tell my point guard to do that. So they got layup, and I didn't know what the heck was going on until I figured out that they're just taking a guy off. And I told him after the game, when that happens, point guard, you go back and you point to somebody to pick up your man. Again, I got all freshmen and sophomores. They don't know. If it's something new, most of it's going to be on me, like all of it. In that case, I said, not your fault. That was me.
For guys that are young to be able to play those different styles, you talk about older teams that should be generally easier for them, as young as you guys are.
This team is really intelligent, they're really talented, and they trust each other and they trust me. So basically, they'll do whatever I ask them to do because they look at it and say, he's coaching for me, not for himself. I trust him. Tell me what you want to do. Tell me how you want me to play. And that's, all this stuff begins with trust.
Coach, there was another story in Sports Illustrated this week about the one and dones and that you guys.
Do you really want me to start on that?
No, I just wanted to ask you.
What time is it right now?
You were talking about the efficiency.
Are you happy, Mitch, that he asked me this question right now?
You were talking about the efficiency stats that you guys are number one. And does it bother you that you guys do play really good as a team, but it seems like there's a perception, hey.
Well, let me say this. When we lost 5 guys to the first round, everybody said, you cannot do this. You can't do this. He's taken too many good players. The next year, we went to a Final Four. We lost 4 guys off that team to the NBA. This year, we're doing okay, hanging on. What I would tell you is, it is not my rule. I cannot stand the rule. But it's a rule. So I have an option. Recruit players who aren't good enough. Mitch, how are you with that? Okay? Second thing I can do is have kids stay and convince them to stay in school when they should put their name in the draft. Eric Bledsoe was the 18th pick of the draft after 1 year. No one knew that. Okay? He was a top 10 rookie. Not only are they going to the league, they're prepared to perform in that league and perform well. My thing is, if you want these kids to stay in school, encourage them. Well, how do you encourage them? Give them a stipend. Not pay for play. Give them a stipend, $4,000 or $5,000. Do you know these kids pay for their own insurance? You do know that, right? Oh yeah, they pay $8,000 to $10,000, $12,000. They have to pay their own insurance. So if he stays 3 years, he owes $36,000 when he becomes a pro. The NCAA doesn't pay it. The school doesn't pay it. That young man has to pay it. How about the NBA and the NCAA get together and have a loan program for the parents? Maybe you can get $10,000, $15,000, but you got to pay it back. But it's a loan program. You don't have to ask anybody for money. You don't have to get anybody involved in your life. You ready for this? If a kid stays in school more than 1 year, let him take years off that rookie contract. So instead of a 4-year deal, make it a 3-year deal. If he stays another year, it's a 2-year deal. So you get your second contract quicker by staying in school. It doesn't hurt you. How about this? And if you stay in school longer, we'll increase the pay scale. So instead of the guy that comes out after 1 year can make this, you come out after 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, you're making a scaled up. Wow. Now you're about the kids. Instead of they should stay, and if they get hurt and it ruins their family's life and they stay in that cycle, too bad for them. Can't do that. What if one of these guys got hurt if I asked them to stay? I couldn't live with myself. So, it is not my rule. I don't like the rule. Kids should at least stay in school 2 years. Okay? But I'm dealing with a rule that is here. And so, now that makes too much sense to you what I said, right? No one's going to ask me, Kel, what would you do? It makes too much sense. What we're going to do is they either stay or they leave right away, and now we're going to make a decision by April 10th. Why? Let them make a decision in June. Let them take their time. Well, I need to know. It ain't about you. My program, no, it ain't about you. It's about these kids. It's about them. How are we doing right by them? You asked me the question, so now you had to hear all that.
Last question.
Coach, do you look back at
And please don't make it another. Please make it something easy.
Coach, do you look back at the Indiana game as man, we were that close from undefeated, or was that something that you think was good for you guys?
Every time I talk to Tommy Crane, and he and I talk about every 10 days or so, maybe even more, we'll text back and forth. He gets mad when I say, you know, a buzzer beater shot. They truly beat us by 20. We were lucky to be in that game. Would I have rather won from a close win? Yes, because that's just how I am. But at the end of the day, doing what we're doing with something hanging on us, another thing hanging on us, would have been hard. But this team is a different kind of team. These guys, they want to win, they expect to win, you know, they listen. Look, I'm getting on, guys. I mean, you sit near us. I mean, I'm not backing up at all, even at this time of the year. But I'm proud of them. They're a good group. What's driven them, I want to thank ESPN. They've done one of the greatest services for my program by having that advertisement that keeps showing Indiana beating us. And every time my team watches TV and on ESPN they see it, they just shake their head and makes them mad. Thank you, ESPN.
Thank you.